We're in 3 different countries. We're in Indonesia, we're in the Maldives, where we've got 5 boats. We've got 1 boat in Indonesia, and here in the Red Sea we do the liveaboards, the safaris. We've got 4 boats. We've also got diving centres. We're here in Port Galib or Master Alam, and we're in Sharm el Sheikh, and we're in Al Guna.
Today we're at Emperor Divers, where we meet Luke Atkinson, the general manager over here. We ask him about the collaboration with SUMMERLABB, the start of HEPCA, and he tells us what we can learn from a place like the Red Sea.
Our connection with SUMMERLABB came through one of our important partners, Diving World Netherlands. So they introduced us while we were at the Dutch Dive Show back in February. They liked the idea. We like the idea, and we believe, I suppose, there's always a connection to the environment with divers. You know, that you find that most of the divers that come, and certainly the people that get into the professional level and up to our staff, they have a natural connection to the environment. You know, most of diving is enjoying seeing some things that you would never otherwise see in nature if you're not a diver. So it just connects very well. So HEPCA's been around 23 years, Emperor have been around 26 years. We were actually one of the founding members of HEPCA. Our first diving centre back in those days in 92, 93 was in Hurghada. And HEPCA, of course, as you know, the H in HEPCA stands for Hurghada. It's a bit of a hangover. I mean, actually they're much bigger than Hurghada now, much like Emperor Divers are, you know, much bigger than Hurghada. But that's where it came from. We were with them because at the time in Egypt and the way that development was going, it became very clear that unless some people from you know that cared, that could show, got involved, there might be, you know, a big negative on the impact on the environment. So the idea was to try to minimize that as much as possible, to come up with some procedures and things that protect the environment. You know,
it is important to have the right people around you and to prevent any problems. What can we learn from this, and how could we use this for a place like the North Sea?
I'm British myself, and we've obviously got the you know, a big connection to our coast there as well. I mean, here what could be maybe done is that the Egyptians, one of the very positive things they do is they look at the resource of the sea as much more than fishing. And there are more marine parks, I believe, for the length of coast in the Red Sea than you will find in the North Sea area. I think that's something that the North Sea and around Europe, with the amount of countries that are fighting over fishing quotas and the power they seem to have, that making marine parks and no fishing zones and no take zones whatsoever seems to be very difficult. Whereas here in Egypt, they do that, you know, and they look at okay, tourism plays its part, but it's not the only reason. It can't be the only reason. And so the fishing here, you see, is only done on a very small and, let's say, sustainable way, because they're only using old traditional methods. Very small boats, very small numbers of people, not this factory kind of fishing approach that happens in the North Sea, Mediterranean, and then.